Howdy folks, my name is Randy, and by the end of this video, I'll have tried and reviewed every single pizza in the Outer Banks. I'm filming this on May 20th, 2023, and this all started in January when my son Ryan and I decided to do a pizza review. We had a lot of fun, but there were a lot of places closed for the season. So in April, my son Alex joined us and we reviewed a lot more. We actually got to most places except for a small handful, and solo, I'm here to finish up the job. The method is that we order a small pizza from each restaurant, half cheese, half pepperoni. We give each restaurant one score, our global pizza score. The scale goes from 0 to 100. Anything in the 90s is exceptional, anything in the 80s is very good, and anything in the 70s is perfectly fine for dinner. All that said, let's get started with the reviews. All right, folks, I'm at Benny Tesoro's in Nags Head. It's actually on the Nags Head Manteo Causeway, and I'm hunkered down behind this row of bushes because we have such a strong wind coming out of the southeast. I needed to have some protection against the wind, but I don't have protection against the noise, so I apologize. But I'm here to review Benny Tesoro's, and I called and they said we only have one size, because I've been getting a small pizza at every place. We only have one size. You can either get the regular size pizza, the only size pizza, or a slice. Now here's what a dedicated pizza reviewer I am. I didn't want Benny Tesoro's review to be a slice and all the other places were a pie, because there could be a difference. So the scientist in me wanted to keep this as objective as possible, and I got the whole pizza. Folks, here's the whole pizza. They told me on the phone it was 28 inches. I didn't have an appreciation for what a 28-inch pizza looks like. Now I do. See if I can show it to you. Here's the cheese. Okay folks, that was the cheese. Now the pepperoni. Well, okay, I've had the cheese and the pepperoni, and I'm now questioning all decisions I've made in life. Probably not the best time for me to do this review, but my global pizza score for Benny's Tesoro is 59. If you've seen our first two videos, you know that I favor small and local over big and corporate, and it turns out that Benny's is a chain. I had no idea, I hadn't heard of them, and so I don't think I can give it a full score because of that reason. If I did give it a full score, I would go 71. So a GPS of 59 for Benny's. In real life, it would have been a 71. Let's move on to the next review. Okay, our next pizza review, pizza stop in Southern Shores. See what we got here? Half cheese, half pepperoni. Okay, cheese is down. Time for the pepperoni. Okay folks, pepperoni is done. And my global pizza score for Southern Shores is 79. And next up on the list is American Pie in Kill Devil Hills. And I'm filming this the weekend of the car show. American Pie is right across the street from the Ramada, which is where a lot of the people are staying. So it was so noisy. I try to do the reviews at the place or like right near them, but in this case I went around the corner. So just a word about this pizza and several others. In fact, over the years I've had a lot of these myself, but I'm basically erasing that from my mind. All these reviews are trying to make them as objective as possible. That said, pizza reviewing is subjective. I miss doing the reviews with the boys because in a lot of cases Ryan or Alex would give a totally different score from me, and in some cases we were pretty similar, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or whoever is eating the pizza. All the talking aside, let's see what we got here. American Pie in Kill Devil Hills. Cheese down the hatch. Time for the pepperoni. Okay folks, my global pizza score for American Pie in Kill Devil Hills is 81. Let's move on to the next place. Okay folks, I'm here in Avon at Gidget's, which is right behind my camera there. Just because of the wind direction and the light, I needed to be on this side, but Gidget's in Avon. Let's take a look and see what we got. Okay, that was the pepperoni, now the cheese. Okay folks, that's gonna put the lid on another review. For Gidgets and Avon, I'm going 88. So the next pizza review is a bonus pizza review. Why is it a bonus review? Because we've already reviewed them before. Slice Pizzeria in Kill Devil Hills. Now why am I re-reviewing Slice? Well, it's mainly because I needed to go to Lowe's and get something, and I wanted to get some pizza for dinner, but I've already reviewed all the places near here. And also, when I reviewed Slice with Ryan, it was in January, and this was one of our early places in the review series. Now that I reviewed almost every single pizza on the Outer Banks, I kind of want to just test my taste bud calibration and see if it's changed at all. And to be fair, I did not go back and look at my score. Before we get started with the review, I want to shout out Slice's customer service. I called to order my standard small pizza, half plain, half pepperoni. I could tell right away there was going to be a problem because he couldn't find my name, my phone number in the system. And I don't know if this guy was the owner, but certainly the manager or more senior person came up and was able to basically find a small pepperoni that was almost done, gave me that, plus he gave me 4 slices of a cheese pizza, only charged me for what I ordered, and I was out of there just after waiting a few minutes. And real quick, a funny side note, when the owner manager came up, he said that a lot of people get confused about the location because there's Giant Slice in Corolla, and then he listed another place not on the island. And I didn't say this, but I'm like, I got the right place. I've reviewed every single pizza in the Outer Banks. I know what I'm doing. I didn't say that, of course, but I was out of there in a few minutes with extra pizza, only charged for what I ordered. Excellent customer service. Let's dig in here. So this is, they gave me 4 pieces of cheese, and then I've got a whole pepperoni pie. So let's get started here. Cheese. Let's move on to the pepperoni. Okay, it's time to close the lid on another pizza review. And this one's gonna be a little complicated because the cheese pizza I had was just by the slice and was sitting out and heated up, and I can tell there is a difference between that piece and the pepperoni. I know they're different pieces, but just the pizza itself I could tell tasted a little bit differently. I think you should take that into consideration when hearing my score. Again, I'm going to put them side by side now, but for Slice, I'm going to give Slice a global pizza score of 89. I am between 89, 90, and 91, and I'm just going to go 90 to kind of stay in the middle. And so I'm a 90, Ryan's an 87. We're both pretty close on this, and those are both really good scores. Good pizza, excellent customer service. Let's move on to the next place. Okay folks, next review, and this is almost a surprise review. It's the Dough Shack in Rodanthe, and for a while they've been closed. I think they were doing some remodeling, so I was worried I was going to end these review series having not done this place. And I was driving by on my way to do some other reviews. I see an open sign, so we're going to review them. Let's take a look. It's good. This is their thin crust, by the way. I think they ask you if you want thin or I think maybe regular, but this is thin. Cheese down, pepperoni up. Wow, that was really good. I am glad they were open. I'm glad I stopped by. I wish Alex and Ryan were here because this reminded me a lot of Lighthouse Pizza in Corolla, which was their highest score.
I'll give it a 94.
Lighthouse Pizza 94, starting off big here with the scores. McGee, what do you got?
I'm gonna give it also a 94.
And I'm gonna come in and give it a 90. I'm gonna give the Dough Shack in Rodanthe a 94. Good stuff. Okay, side note, this whole video series, I've been very careful not to compare one pizza place to another or say this place is better than another place, because the whole point to our review series is that we want to celebrate all of the local businesses here in the Outer Banks. All that said, I just gave the Dough Shack my second highest score at 94. And so I figured the owners were the people working in there at the time, so I went in to tell them that at this point I've reviewed almost every single pizza, and I gave them my second highest score, and they were super happy. They were happy that I came in and told them that. And then the guy, who I didn't get their names, I apologize. If you're the owners and you're watching this, I apologize for not getting your names. But the guy asked me what my highest score was, and I told him it was Madison's, and Nag said I gave them a 95. And the owner of Madison's is Brian. Well, it turns out Brian's friends with this guy. And I also went in to tell Brian about my review. Brian and this guy both did the same thing. They both talked my ear off, and then they took me behind the counter. They wanted to show me their equipment, talk about their food, their sanitation, all of the things they do to put out a good product. And the one thing that was common with both of them is that they have so much pride in what they do. And that's really the whole epitome of what we want to emphasize in this video series, celebrating local Outer Banks pizzas. Well, all right, folks, next up on the pizza review list is Leonardo's Pizza in Waves. And we got the pizza place right back over there. Now I'm filming this on my phone. I was out fishing this morning. The objective wasn't to do a pizza review, but it was about lunchtime. I realized I was near a place that hasn't been reviewed yet, so duty called. So we're just gonna make do here with this. Let's take a look at the pizza. There's the pie. So let's dig in here. I'm gonna get started with the cheese. And next up is the pepperoni. Hot, hot, hot. Pepperoni. Okay, the pizza has been finished. The score has been tabulated here. And Leonardo's Pizza in Waves comes in at 76. Time for the next review. Well, all right, folks, and to finish up our Outer Banks pizza reviews, we have Gingerbread House Bakery in Frisco. Let's take a look, see what we got. Start with the cheese. This is the thickest crust of any pizza I think I've had so far in the Outer Banks. Time for the pepperoni. Well, all right, folks, I've had a piece of cheese and a piece of pepperoni, so my global pizza score for Gingerbread House Bakery in Frisco comes in at 76. That's a review. And there we have it, folks. I have tried every pizza on the Outer Banks. And when I say pizza, I'm talking about pizza from pizza restaurants. Restaurants that have pizza or pizzeria in the name. I do realize there are restaurants here with full menus that also happen to have pizza. So an idea for a part 4, maybe later this year, I could do a review with Alex and Ryan where we go to restaurants that have full menus and review their pizzas. So if you have a restaurant you'd like us to review, leave that in the comment down below and keep your eyes open for that video maybe a little bit later this year. And finally, just because I've tried all the pizza places on the Outer Banks doesn't make my opinion any more important than anyone else's. Pizza's a very subjective thing. However, I've ran into plenty of people who say, this is the best pizza place on the Outer Banks. And then you ask them how many places they've tried, and it's like 3. So I always wonder, how do you know there aren't 10 more that you're gonna like better? For me, I have tried them all. So I guess that does give me a little bit of credibility. It certainly does give me some indigestion. So friends, I hope our pizza review journey has been informative, if not just entertaining. I know me personally, I can't look at another pizza again for a long time. Peace out and take care.